shows us through insurance. Not, what was that? Unidentified flying objects. Really? It's a spacecraft, and I'm identifying them for you today as ones that we own. It's called celestial crafts, and they are from the planet Yod. Now find them. And there are many of them that are here now. Hoovering right above us, right now, above this house. Can't see them. They're parked. They have a little level that you must be at least 6 feet tall to reach it. We don't stand on chairs in the spaceship. We do not stand on chairs in our spaceships, neither on a ladder. But you must be at least 72 inches in height, 4 cubits, in order to reach the level. Put it up, it becomes invisible. Put it down, it becomes visible. And everyone can see. That means it's no longer a you. It's an I. Identified. That's the glory of Manab. Another star in glory. I'm still on verse 41. Even as I end quote. 1 Corinthians chapter 15. End quote. You got that? Children of Yod-Heh-Vav-Heh? Just as you were identified and being identified in every Bible on the planet, regardless of who made it, in Deuteronomy, as long as that Bible has a Deuteronomy chapter 14 and verse 1, you are identified, ye are identified as the children of Yod-Heh-Vav-Heh, the God of the Hebrews. And the very same thing that the God of the Hebrews did back in the days of Egypt back then, he's doing today. The same condition of only one tribe, and one that's joined that tribe, Judah and Levi, in bondage. And he's putting the same plagues of this spiritual land that's called Egypt, this city, even this city called Miami, and this great city that's being called the United States of America, are spiritually being called Sodom and Egypt, according to Revelation chapter 11, verse 8. You can make a note. We're not going to read that. That means that Pharaoh is not a name. Pharaoh is a position. Like president, both begin with P. And one Pharaoh just left on January 20th, 2021, and another Pharaoh came in his stead, joined with a she, on January 20th, 2021. So Pharaoh versus Pharaoh, and now I have to attack both. But what they're doing is they're deceiving my people. They are deceiving this entire planet, especially my people in the United States. The children of Yod-Heh-Vav-Heh, the tribe called Judah, Yehuda in Hebrew, and making you feel that you can get a shot. You can get a vaccine shot in your arm that's going to protect you from a plague. They are deceiving you and ye. This is a plague. This is only one plague. There's several. And they have you, and one told me in my face, well, on the phone, telephone, told me that now that things are getting back to normal. That's almost like crossing the Jordan River. Even as the Jordan River asked Fauci, when are things going to get back to normal? In a meeting the other day on Capitol Hill, the Jordan River, Mr. Jordan River, when are things going to get back to normal when people can live their constitutional right, the First Amendment, Bill number 1? They have the freedom of speech, freedom to go to church, freedom to go to church, freedom of press. When can we say that the United American people can go back and do what they were doing, and drinking and smoking, shooting up one another and killing one another, and go to happy hour every hour of the day? Buy one, get one free on Fridays. When could we go back to shooting up little children in the park because they're playing with a BB gun? When could we go back to normal of robbing and stealing, deceiving? When can the American people go back to cussing with with infinite vulgar language? To no stop. They create a cuss word as they go. When can the American people go back to an immoral life, a wicked way of living, in a wicked world of deceiving and giving? When? Dr. Fauci. It's worse than the Jordan River. Crossing the Jordan River. All you have to do is get a shot, and it'll take care of all of that. Some got 2 shots. They feel good. They feel good. Some get 1 shot and die. Some get 2 and become dead. Can you imagine? I mean, all it seemed to be is some little, some corn syrup mixed with a little water and olive oil. And you think it's a vaccine shot that can stop a plague. You're being deceived. That's not coming from me. This plague is getting worse. You have that segment. I want you to play. Let's play that. You know what? Let's play that segment. They think that's coming from me. It's not coming from me. Play that segment. Let them hear what their own people are saying and convincing and confessing the people to confessing to the people. You have that. I think it's about. Play that. And play that. Turn that volume up so they can hear that. Let's see if I can that's on our television monitor. Let's let them hear that for a minute. I want them to hear what their people are confessing. Go ahead.
I'm Lindsay Davis. We begin tonight with the increasingly desperate situation in the COVID hotspots across the country and the fears of a 4th wave. Frontline medical workers in Michigan tell us the virus is spreading like wildfire there. Hospitals filling up, some patients facing 8 to 10-hour wait times. The state's governor begging the federal government again for more vaccines. At the same time, the U.S. has just hit a record number of vaccinations in a single day. More than 4.6 million shots reported on Saturday alone. And by the end of this coming week, 42 states will have opened eligibility to everyone 16 and over. But the pace of vaccinations could be slowed with the supply of Johnson & Johnson doses plummeting, and health officials warn about an uptick in cases nationwide. ABC's Trevor Alt leads us off tonight from New York.
Tonight, healthcare workers on the front lines in Michigan battling the worst of a new coronavirus surge, saying the virus is spreading like wildfire.
It's breaking our hearts. We're exhausted emotionally.
ICU nurse Kim Stasek telling us Monday was the worst shift of her 15-year career.
We were going room to room for all 8 hours, and there was nothing else that I could give them, nothing else that I could do. You just wait and watch and hope that they make it through your shift.
With hospital admissions in the upper Midwest jumping nearly 30% over the past week, north of Detroit, nurse Jeff Morosky says patients are facing wait times of 8 to 10 hours.
How does this compare to the worst of it last year?
I think it's worse. We don't have enough, people to give the care that we need to. Nurses are leaving in droves.
The federal government now sending Michigan more personnel to administer vaccines, though Governor Gretchen Whitmer doubling down that what her state needs is more shots.
When there is a surge, we think that it's important that we rush in to meet where that need is.
And tonight, the country bracing for an 85% drop in the supply of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine this week. A potential speed bump just as a record 4.6 million shots were reported on Saturday.
Last week we got around 20,000 doses. This next week we're only getting about 2,500 doses.
And health officials say in that wait for the vaccine, younger adults are getting infected. Like New York's Alfredo Hercules, an active, healthy 39-year-old now reunited with his family after 72 days in the hospital.
This is the second chance, and I'm not going to waste it.
Grateful for that second chance. Trevor All joins us now from a mass vaccination site here in New York City. And Trevor, there's a new study that raises concerns about the effectiveness of the Pfizer vaccine against one of the concerning virus variants. Tell us more about that.
Well, Lindsay, this study's out of Israel, and it found that among people vaccinated by Pfizer, the South African variant may be more likely to break through and infect people than the UK variant. Though it is worth noting these breakthrough infections are still rare overall. Lindsay?
Trevor, our thanks to you.
Okay.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks.
Okay. Praise the Lord for being alert, opposed to watching basketball or a basketball game, a baseball or basketball or a football game, football. We watch the news. As one Pharaoh said, his famous words were fake news. Well, if you think that's fake news, then go ahead and take a fake vaccine and join the fake world. But your death won't be fake. See, someone must fulfill Zechariah chapter 13 and verse 8. Some people got to fulfill that. I think you should read that. Someone read, I have with me here at the round table a few angels that are prophesied to be here with me, according to Revelation, the book called Revelation. So you're going to hear the voice of one of those angels. They're going to read, you can follow them, Zechariah chapter 13 and verse 8. I mean, someone or group must fulfill this promise. This is not a prophecy. This is a promise. So read that, please. If you find that, Zechariah chapter 13. Isn't there something 13 as a mem?
Zechariah chapter 13, verse 8.
And what does it say, please?
Quote, and it shall come to pass.
It shall, Almighty?
It shall.
That what?
That in all the land.
How much of it again?
All the land.
All of those who are taking vaccine shots. And even those who do not take the vaccine shot. There's two types of beings on this planet. Two. Celestial and terrestrial. What's going to happen?
Saith the Lord Yod-Heh-Wabbeh.
Mm-hmm.
2 parts therein shall be cut off and die.
Uh-huh.
But the third shall be left therein.
Okay. Someone have to fulfill that. That means if you don't want to die, your only way out of this is to come to Yod-Heh-Wabbeh. Come to Yod-Heh-Wabbeh. Your only salvation. If you want to live, come. If you do not want to live, then join the 2 parts that should be cut off and die of all the land. That is point blank. There's no way around it. If you are a child of God, Yod-Heh-Wabbeh, come. You got that? You already identified, and I just did it a few moments ago in Deuteronomy chapter 14, verse 1. And that goes out especially for you, Judah, especially for ye, Yehuda, Israel. This means that ye, your special body is not to eat what the terrestrial bodies of men and of beasts of the field eat. You're not to take that vaccine shot either. That's a part of eating. Anything that's injected in your body is eating. Anything that you voluntarily intake through your mouth is eating. You're not to eat what the beasts of the world eat and put inside your bodies. Now, the physical eat, the food consumption, as I remind you, you're reminded of this in verse 3 of Deuteronomy chapter 14. You still have that Bible. Deuteronomy chapter 14, verse 3 reminds you, I'm going to quote it, thou shalt not eat any abominable thing. Quote, end quote. I repeat, verse 3, Deuteronomy chapter 14, thou shalt not eat any abominable thing. End quote. Now all you have to do is study that word known as abominable. Why? So that ye will comply with your correct dietary but celestial menu. You have a dietary and a celestial menu. And that's found in verses 4. See, write it down. Your dietary menu, celestial, is found in verses 4, 5, 6, 9, 11, and 20 of Deuteronomy chapter 14. That's your dietary menu, celestial. The same book and chapter. And for your incorrect dietary menu, which is not celestial, it's terrestrial. Read verses 7, 8, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 21. That's your incorrect dietary menu. Why? Why is that so important? Well, I'm going to read verses 1 and 2 again, which says, again, verse 1, ye are the children of the Lord your God, Yod-Heh-Wav-Heh. Ye shall not cut yourselves, nor make any baldness between your eyes for the dead. Verse 2, for thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God, Yod-Heh-Wav-Heh. And the Lord Yod-Heh-Wav-Heh hath chosen thee to be a peculiar people unto himself, above all the nations that are upon the face of the planet called Hay. End quote. Now, with that reminder, once again, I say, Shalom Aleichem. And to only the children of Yod-Heh-Wav-Heh, just as it's to this day. As I said yesterday, and I said the day before that, and I say tomorrow. And that way, those were set up from everlasting, that will never change. Just as we have just proven on record in the King James Version Holy Bible, the book called Deuteronomy, that you are the children of Yod-Heh-Wav-Heh. Praise Yod-Heh-Wav-Heh.
Praise Yod-Heh-Wav-Heh.
Now, in particular, this is going out for those who are with me in this land. The two tribes are sojourning in the United States of North America today, of which one of the two tribes is now being called Yehuda. In Hebrew, Judah in English with a J in English, as well as the other tribe that is known as Lavi in Hebrew, also known as Levi, although they're not genes, they're Lavi. They have now joined Yehuda from an island located in the Caribbean near Cuba, the Republic of Dominican, called Haiti. Got that? Known as Haitians. Azan Shema. Azan Shema. Shady Shesh Azan. Shema. Ye Yehuda, Yaakov, Ye Yisrael. Torah, Kashab, Kara, Boel, Sfon Elohim, Yod-Heh-Wav-Heh. Azan, Sfon Elohim, Yod-Heh-Wav-Heh, Nathaneh. In Hebrew. I repeat. Azan Shema. Shady Shesh Azan. Shema. Ye Yehuda, Yaakov, Ye Yisrael. Torah, Kashab, Karabo, El Sfon Elohim. Yod-Heh-Wav-Heh, Azan, Sfon Elohim, Yod-Heh-Wav-Heh, Nathaneh. In Hebrew. And in English translation, as we said, peace be unto ye. Hear, hearken to the remnant. Hear, hearken ye the remainder that there is of Judah, Jacob, and Israel. Thank you for paying attention and listening. You are welcome to come to your God, Yahweh. Hear, hearken to your God, Yod-Heh-Wav-Heh, Yahweh. The time is come. The time has come. And now with that said, my primary purpose for appearing on video today is to deliver a special message that I am commanded to deliver from my Father, who's world renowned today as Yod-Heh-Wav-Heh, Yahweh in English. And I testify to you that Yod-Heh-Wav-Heh, Yahweh is God. He's Elohim. He is God of all gods, the true and only living God, Lord of all lords, the true and only living Lord of all lords, and he's King of all the kings in existence. Although many thought that they knew him as the Son. He's not the Son, never was. He was always the Father. Just like the very same ones who thought that they knew me. They still think they know me. And they know me only as, quote, Mika, end quote. Some even know me as, quote, Brother Mika, end quote. As others even know me as, quote, Elder Mika, end quote. You don't know me. You never did. If you knew me, you'd be here with me. If you were with me and you left, you still don't know me. You prove you didn't know me. You're with me and you left. You left to go to death. Here you were living with life to go out to death. That's a fool. Anyone who wants to die after leaving life is a fool. You'll see. No, you won't see. You'll be dead. I'll stand corrected. You won't be able to see. And they think that when they die, they're going to heaven. So that's the church-minded people, the Philip-minded people. You go to die, you go to a funeral, and you see Betsy tomorrow. Sometime when you die, you meet me. I'll meet you up there. I mean, a husband dies and the wife dies later, and the people say, well, at least she's with her husband now. God damn. Our people, I mean, Satan really destroyed the minds of my people. I'm going to see my grandmother when, I never met her, but I guess when I get to heaven, I'll meet her. I heard she gave Cracker Jacks to my cousins before I was born. Maybe when I get to heaven, she'll give me my box of Cracker Jacks too. My grandmother who lived in Opalaka. Opalaka. Animal cookies in the box. She gave my cousins animal cookies. Josephine. And Lou. My Aunt Lou. I guess I see all of them. Just a barbecue pig on Memorial Day, 4th of July. Maybe we'll barbecue when we get up there too. Go to the beach. Heaven, you'll be able to be with Gabriel and Michael, Philip, and Felicia. Notwithstanding, however, for those who thought they knew me, I do have some good news for them. I do. I have good news. I also have some bad news for the rest of them who thought they knew me. So first, let's go with the bad news. We always got to get the bad news first, right? That way, after all that gloominess and sadness, we cheer it up with some good news. Well, the bad news is you don't know me. It's the bad news. You do not know me. It's the bad news. In fact, and by truth, you never knew me. If you had known me, you should have known my Father also. And from henceforth, you knew him, and you know him, and have seen him. And it was him that bare witness of me. But neither you knew that at the time. You didn't know. In other words, I am one that bear witness of myself, and the Father that sent me bear witness of me. Even as many of you are still worshiping my Father by way of his videos and photo images and DVDs, like the one behind me of several that he took with a photographer, by way of photography. And not one of you asked me the question, where is my Father? For where is our Father? Not one. And yet,